Via ABC6, Karen Reed walked out of a court. First off, we all heard the story. This is the Karen Reed story. If you got Twitter or TikTok, it's the big story blowing up, and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Let's
the big murder story. We always got to have one in America.
Yeah, we know we all are obsessed with murder stories and murder mystery ass podcasts. Well, that's what, ladies and gentlemen, white women, pucker up. Listen up, we got a story for you. Karen Reed walked out of court a free woman after more than 3 years and 2 trials over the death of her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, who was found on the lawn of a fellow officer's home after a night of heavy drinking. Prosecutors said Reed hit O'Keefe with her SUV, leaving him to die in a blizzard and charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, and leaving the scene of a deadly collision. Her lawyers successfully defending her, painting a sinister picture of police misconduct and theorizing that O'Keefe was in fact killed by colleagues, followed by a vast cover-up. She was convicted of drunken driving, however, for which she will face a year probation.
This is where Kawps The Podcast comes in.
Oh, shit. That was a crazy ass paragraph.
Yeah.
But lot to go on, lot from that paragraph.
Yeah.
But defense lawyers asserted from the beginning that there was no collision between O'Keefe and the 6,000-pound SUV driven by Reed, arguing instead that a crew of tightly knit local and state cops were shielding one of their own and framing her. Lead investigator Michael Proctor, who was fired from the Massachusetts State Police after the first trial for misconduct, knew some people at the party at the house outside of which O'Keefe was found. Proctor sent text messages to friends, family, and coworkers calling Reed a whack job while implying that she was the lone suspect and he wanted her to pay. Quote, this is him quoting, saying, quote, "There will be some serious charges brought on the girl. 0 chances she skates. She's fucked." He texted hours just into the investigation.
So let me do a quick pause right here on this guy, because Proctor, this was just a little snippet of what he was texting, because he got removed. He got removed from this trial. He literally was joking with other cops, with other people involved in this case, talking about Karen Reed, saying shit like, "Oh, she's pretty good. She doesn't have an ass, but she's all right." Like misogynistic stuff like that. Making jokes about searching for nudes through her phone because he's the investigator. He does have access to her phone. Yeah. So he is out here texting absolutely insane stuff about how much he hates this woman. Yeah. And he's supposed to be the investigator. And it's so crazy that it even got to this point because it mentioned earlier that he is friends with these cops. So it's shouldn't have that recused him? Again, I'm not a legal expert, I'm not a lawyer, but shouldn't have that recused him anyways if he's part of this tight-knit community of cops and he's the one, the investigator? I don't know, maybe. And
he texted her the night he was texting her the night he died.
Yeah.
Boyfriend died. I'll keep reading. You are literally correct. It was, sorry, let me find out where I was. So she's fucked. A federal agent who was at the party, Brian Higgins, acknowledged at the trial destroying his phone and SIM card afterward and disposing of them in 2 different locations on a military base.
That's not suspicious.
This motherfucker.
Every time I want to get rid of an old phone, I destroy the phone and the SIM card separately on a military base. That's just normal. That's how my dad taught me to dispose of phones.
It's like, what? Anybody else? Look at this. Hello. Nothing.
That's normal, bro.
Bro, the fact that they're trying to get away with is the SU. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. But I'll just say real quick. Remember the name Brian Higgins. This is gonna come up later in a big way. This is the guy throwing away his phone on multiple spots at a military base.
Yes. Meanwhile, I might have, Meanwhile, crash reconstruction experts testified for the defense that O'Keefe's injuries were inconsistent with being hit by a large vehicle. So remember, they said that she
backed into him
with an SUV.
Yeah.
But instead, the defense argued O'Keefe was beaten up at the party. Neither side produced witnesses who saw him enter into the house, but the defense was able to show a fight was possible. A medical expert testified that wounds on his arm were consistent with an animal bite, supporting the theory that a family dog at the home attacked O'Keefe. A cut over his right eye and injuries to the back of his head, they said, more likely came from being punched and falling backwards on a hard surface. It was hard to know so, defense attorneys argued, since police never searched the home or treated anyone there as a suspect. Wow. A party full of cops. Cop party. The worst party you can imagine. The most horrific place of existence. A layer of hell no one could told you about.
Yeah. And who's supposed to come and bust their party? The FBI? Like, they get to be as crazy as they want.
Yeah.
Look what happens when no one busts a cop's party. Someone dies.
We're calling the cops, bitch. We all here.
And you're under arrest.
Hello? It's me, the cops. What the fuck now?
Yeah.
I would have fun if I was.
And guess what? We're going to put on Forgot About Dre even louder now.
Yeah, you know, we might play Fuck the Police. That'd be hilarious right now. A little ironic. Any number of people at the home, defense lawyers suggested, while questioning why multiple key law enforcement witnesses were never considered potential suspects or investigated. The defense did not prove that someone else killed O'Keefe, but it was apparently able to create enough reasonable doubt for jurors. Higgins, the federal agent, had sent sexually charged and flirtatious text messages to Reed, despite knowing she was in a relationship with O'Keefe. On the night in question, Higgins texted her while they were at a bar. Quote, well, question mark, he wrote. Moments later, he was seen play fighting with Brian Albert, a retired Boston police detective and the owner of the home where the party took place.
Okay, so, wait, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, so this is at the party's at a cop's house.
But I wanted to do another quick interjection, saying that there was flirtatious text between Karen Reed and this Brian Higgins guy, the same guy who stashed his phone at the military base. Saying their texts are flirtatious is an understatement. So she texted him first out of the blue, again, while she's in a relationship with this cop who was killed. She texted him, "I think you're hot."
Oh no!
Like, that's supposed to be flirtatious. Like, that's a little beyond flirtatious. And then so he of course responds like classic like fuck boy who's like good friends with his homie who's like homies first. He's like, you know, they just start that conversation. He's like, "Oh wow, can't believe you said that, but if I'm being honest, I kind of feel the same way." Oh shit! So then they started this whole. It's an affair they started having. Like, they said flirtatious. Like, that's a fucking understatement of the century.
That's crazy.
There was definitely some fucked up shit going on in this little.
Damn.
Yeah. Besides being like police officers, like front lines of our nation's like century-long race war, they also have a little toxic friend group going on outside of being cops.
They're fucking each other's wives. Yeah. He's fucking my wife. Not my wife.
Yeah.
This is exactly.
And Karen Reed, she's not guilty of murder, but she's guilty of texting her boyfriend's friend.
I don't know if that's enough to frame her for murder.
Yeah. I don't know how many years that gets you. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how many decades you get
for
texting. I'm telling you, if I wrote the law, she would be in jail for a long time. But unfortunately,
I was gonna say, I don't know if the crimes are.
Nah, she should be in jail for a long time. Long time.
Yeah. She texted him, but also she deserves to be framed for murder. And for that, you deserve to be framed for Israel's ethnic cleansing. Wait, no. That's a little uneven. I don't know. You cheat on me, I've heard you for murder.
She sent the first text, bro.
That's crazy. But I knew. But you know what? This feels like one of those stories that snowball.
Definitely.
There's somebody somewhere at like in our Cadillac at 2 a.m. in a dark alley. Like, I don't know, man. This shit just snowballed. Snowballed, man. It was like something like it probably started off something small, and now it's just like.
Yeah.
Now it's a murder plot.
I mean, classic snowball. She texted a dude, her boyfriend's friend, "I think you're hot," and then however many times, like 4 weeks, whatever later, boyfriend's dead.
Yeah.
She's on trial for murder.
The cops are trying to set her up. This is crazy.
Yeah.
She's and her name is Karen, which is
her name's Karen.
Do you know it's like she's a Karen who had the cops turn her back on her?
Yeah.
Now this feels like the Lifetime movie event of the year. This feels like if Jordan Peele wrote a horror movie for white people.
Karen's Vengeance.
There was a white, like a horror movie for what she couldn't turn to the cops.
Yeah.
Who does she call when she can't call the cops?
The cop's friend, who she thinks is hot. Also, she loves cops. That's kind of the fatal flaw of poor Karen over here, is her unending sexual attraction to numerous police officers.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, well, and what do I say, guys?
Yeah, try talking to a fireman next time. Maybe you will end up not being on trial for murder. Not to victim blame.
Listen, I only victim blame one reason. Stop fucking these cops, man. What the fuck are you doing?
I love this. This is my favorite take from Ashton on our podcast.
What the fuck are you doing?
I
cannot have any.
If you're fucking a cop, you deserve something to happen.
I don't know what. I don't know what you thought was going to happen.
Not prison time, but something.
You are literally. It's like you're cooking with poison. It's like
Gunpowder,
bleach.
yeah.
I don't know. Stop doing that. So you're asking and you're coming to us like, can you believe? Yes. Every time, I can't believe it. You were fucking with a cop, dog. Can you believe this violent fucking daily? Yes, nigga. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, now you're on a murder plot. Now you're being framed for murder. Look at you, stupid.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
You might be asking, how did I get here? Bro, we can answer that for you.
You swipe right on a fucking cop.
Yeah, fucking cop homie hopper.
Yeah,
someone dies when you do that shit.
Like there's boot licking and then there's like dick. There's like a level I refuse to accept.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let me finish this goddamn story. The defense also pointed to a group text that morning in which one person suggested they all agree that O'Keefe never entered the home, and Albert said, exactly. Albert, the defense said, never bothered to exit the house after O'Keefe was found. He later sold it, got rid of the family dog, and ditched his cell phone. What? They also portrayed the family as politically connected, noted that Albert's brother was a police officer and a second brother was on the town's governing body. So, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian Albert was the guy who was play fighting with Higgins, who's fucking, Higgins is fucking, or trying to fuck O'Keefe's wife.
Yeah. And I think just regardless, like, he died in their home. And they were just trying to cover it up.
And the guy who's home, the cops,
they died in one of their homes.
I mean, allegedly he died. Wait, so I'm
allegedly.
Yeah. Where did he find the SUV was on whose lawn?
The SUV was there in the driveway, and
they're claiming she hit him.
Yeah.
Backed up and then left him in.
Yeah. The defense is saying that they like set up the fact that she accidentally hit him and did something with the shards. Like the shards didn't quite align or whatever, and because Karen was drunk. Remember, that's what she ended up getting charged with or getting convicted for, is drunk driving. They were trying to like convince her. They're like, "Oh my God, you just hit him with your car. Look at him now, he's dead."
She was there.
She was there.
What the fuck? Damn, she must have been black.
Or they set up, or they like set it up somewhere else. But regardless, I don't know the detail of that.
Okay.
We don't, but all I know is that they set up her SUV with him underneath and saying that, like, look, you hit him with your car.
Would an innocent man sell his house, get rid of his family dog, and bury his cell phone?
I do that all the time. Whenever I hang up on any sort of a phone call, I immediately shove my SIM card up my ass. That's just
my phone.
I thought we all did that. And then I move houses.
You think my phone's in my
and
pocket?
And I kill
right
my
now?
dog. That's what we all do, right? Every time we get off the phone.
My phone is currently buried under fucking Robert Moses's grave right now.
My SIM card right now is underneath Iran's nuclear facilities, so even a bunker buster couldn't get to it. That's just how I normally am with my phone, because I care about my privacy.
That's normal behavior. We all bury our phone in strange places after parties, all right? I have no idea where my phone is after Juneteenth. But, okay. The defense also questioned Jennifer McCobb's, Albert's sister-in-law, who was with Reed when they discovered the body, about a misspelled web search, Haas long to die in cold. Not how long to die in cold. Not even how long to die in the cold. Haas long to die in cold. Everybody was blackout drunk.
Yeah.
putting this murder plot together.
Yeah, killing people, Googling shit.
How to sober up when after the murder. The defense argued that McCobb made it just before 2:30 a.m., but prosecutors said it was after O'Keefe was found at Reed's request. McCobb was also asked why she never went into the house after finding the body, suggesting that she already knew they were safe inside. No one from the home came outside as police and paramedics gathered.
Yeah. So just like beyond suspicious. I guess that's a fair thing I could say. But yeah, crazy story. And of course, after all this has come out, are any of these police officers under any sort of formal investigation, facing any charges? No. Of course, at a town where the prosecutor was homies with all the friends, it just makes sense.
And the cops are saying Karen Reed murdered her cop husband and then tried to frame the cops.
Yeah.
Which means they're trying to set her up as some hateful anti-cop, just horrible person. And Karen, if that is true, if that is true, if that is you, then you should listen to our podcast. $5 a month on Patreon.
I was gonna say, dude, Karen clearly loves cops. If there's one thing we know about her,
I'm talking about from the picture the cops are trying to paint of her, murdering and setting the police up. Join us on Patreon. We have more negative stories about the police.
But I will say, Karen Reed, big W for drunk drivers everywhere. Now drunk drivers, y'all got a little ammunition, like you next morning, your neighbor was like, hey, did you fucking knock over my mailbox when you got home last night? It's like, nah, bro, it's probably the fucking cops and they're trying to frame me for this shit. You know how it is. You know the cops are, dude. They're always framing us. We're just driving home.
Oh, man, the cops, man, they're the ones who shitted in my pants.
Exactly.
These fucking cops.
Exactly. Just because I love drinking and driving doesn't mean I knocked over your mailbox and shat my pants and threw up in your birdhouse.
No, it was the cops who fought my son's little league coach. That was fucking cops, man. That wasn't me.
All right. Well, that was our little true crime little section of.
It was fun. I get why white women love that.
It is,
and it was so meta. It was like it's such like just.
It's salacious.
Yeah,
I mean, she texted her boyfriend's friend.
Dude, that's like the story of the year. I bet like all the Karens, like that's just like such a they see themselves.
It's representation.
It's just like, they already put themselves in like. Because you see those TikToks where it's like, ladies, you're at the grocery store, you're about to die. So here are the top 5 steps to not get murdered and raped while you're getting Kellogg's. And it's like, they're checking, if you come to your, when the ones where they're like, if you come to your carb from the grocery store and the handle looks like this, call the cop.
Yeah.
It's like this story is made for those women. And so I'm just happy they got like some good content this week.
Yeah. And next time like some racist white lady like calls the cops on like some black guy just minding his own business, he calls her a Karen. She's like, Karen, oh, you mean not guilty? Mic drop. Mic drop.
You mean
you're going to jail, sir.
Our Malala.
Malala. Dude, I don't got time to talk about Malala. We'll just move on from that topic.
Some nigga so
talking about you Subside? We don't got time to talk about Malala. You Subside.
He got beef with Malala.
I do got beef with Malala, bro. We don't got time.
That's another one. That's a next level.
We don't got time. Yeah, I am. I am beefing with Malala, but we don't got time. Maybe that'll be on a Patreon.